Let's go!
I already popped the tire in a pothole driving over the 2-lane.
This viral gaffe by Tyler Shough made its rounds on NFL Draft Twitter, and the new Saints quarterback is a laughingstock. Nobody is giving him a chance to succeed this year, but today we're going to set the record straight from this Stanford game, and I'm going to give you my honest evaluation of this gunslinger. So that first throw was a little RPO read to the outside, and guess what? The second throw you will see is basically the same thing. So we don't know if this is a true RPO. This might be a situation where Louisville told Shough, hey, pull it automatically and throw, because if that weren't the case, Shough should have handed this off knowing the hole was that big, and also that it looks like there's not an overhang or a underneath defender right here, but this edge defender does drop back into coverage. So Shough does the smart thing to not throw this ball, okay? Now, he's got a really good pocket, and one thing that you do see when you watch him is his feet are very jittery, and his game does have a lot of I'm going to lean backwards and drift in the pocket. That is a big part of his game, and he throws a not-so-great ball here, but it is positive yardage. Okay, so we get to this 3rd and 4, and this was probably Shough's best throw of this quarter. Okay, so Stanford chose a double A-gap blitz, and they back both of these guys out and actually blitz the corner off the edge. Louisville had a personal protector ready for it. So you get really good protection, and Shough starts off looking here to the left. It looks like they're running some kind of smash variant, but decides to work back over the middle, and Shough in a really good pocket waits for something to open up, and bang, hits his big tight end. Start off looking left, and then work back to the right. Now, once again, NFL pockets are rarely going to be like this, okay? And honestly, this is some really good quarterbacking, because you got to get this through the umpire and actually get this football to where only your big target could get it. Man, that is really, really, really good stuff. So I'm kind of in the middle on this rep right here from Tyler Shough. It's 3rd and 4, and they decide to bring a blitz and deoccupy this space. So if I see this, I want to work the angle route, all right? Because that is exactly where the space was deoccupied, okay? So this is an easy first down. But you'll see that Tyler Shough is trying to play with some anticipation and is ripping this ball to the receiver. But the truth is, he decides to eat it, okay, and then decide to throw the football so he can actually see the receiver looking at him, okay? Now, in the NFL, if you're going to actually play with some anticipation, you need to go on ahead and rip this, all right? This safety decides to drive down here, but in the league, if the safety was playing center field, he's picking this ball off, because you see he's not even looking to the right. He really has no idea what this guy is doing. All right, so he's still able to rip it because Stanford is really bad, and it's still open for an easy pitch and catch first down. This is really sexy stuff right here by Tyler Shough. Backside, they try to cut block these defensive linemen, and they whiff. All right, I'm not the biggest fan of cuts, but I won't get into my spiel about that. But Tyler Shough, I'm not even sure if he sees this guy, is ripping this ball right now. Okay, so you see him anticipating that this receiver is going into this window, and he needed to actually rip it now. So he's probably feeling 45 out right here. Pause. It's a really big pause. And look, this ball is actually getting sidearmed through the arms of that pass rusher, and look at that. Bam. Hits him so well in stride that the momentum of the pass leads to a broken tackle. That is really, really, really good stuff. Look at how this ball actually gets through, all right? Very lucky. 45's got to do a better job of getting a hand to the ball right there, okay? Man, that is some ridiculous strength to get that through. Good stuff. We get to the next drive, and Shough is really good at throwing outside the numbers, whether it's to the far side of the field or into the boundary, okay? So you got some RPO stuff. throws the football really well. Once again, that's simple pitch and catch, but this is what he's good at. So 2nd and 9, linebacker delayed pressure right here, is able to get through the A-gap. And honestly, there's nothing open down the field, okay? So he gets to here, and once again, he is very drifty in the pocket, which means he does have a tendency to go backwards, all right? Could he have still thrown this? Yes, but he's immediately getting crushed. So here's the thing about Shough and his rushing ability. It's there, but it's not that great either. So you can see he decides to tuck and run. He can't outrun this guy, so he decides to just throw it away and live to fight another down. And Stanford, remember, they were showing pressure quite a bit and dropping guys out. This time, they actually bring everyone, and guess what? It's protected perfectly, all right? The edge guy is supposed to be let go. So Tyler Shough drifts, and this is actually fine, right? You're taught as a quarterback, if it's man coverage and you like a matchup, it's okay to actually drift and buy time for a guy to get open. The problem is, if you're going to do this, we need a better throw. All right, so yes, he is getting hit while the ball is being thrown, and, well, he had a lot of room to operate and lead this receiver, and look at where it actually ends up. Nowhere close to him at all. What looked like a cruise easily to victory situation, now Tyler Shough is having to lead a comeback. All right, this is very simple stuff pre-snap. You can see that this corner has inside leverage, so he knows that this deep out to Chris Bell is going to be open, right? This honestly is really bad defense from Stanford, if anything. I am not giving something up when I know the other team just needs a field goal. And this, honestly, is some pretty creative stuff from the receiver. The corner automatically thought he was just going to run out of bounds. Instead, receiver cuts back and picks up all this extra juicy yardage right here and is able to keep his feet and then still get out of bounds. 2nd and 2, crunch time. 25 seconds left to go. You only have one timeout. One thing you really cannot do here is take a sack. So Louisville ran a lot of mesh, which is the most common passing concept in all of football, which is shallow drag here, right? And there is a miscommunication when it comes to the protection. This could be a mesh rail where the running back's supposed to go, up the field, but at the last second, the RB actually decides to stay in and protect. So this was not communicated well at all. I don't know if that's on Shough or the O-line or the OC, whatever. So you have two unblocked guys basically right at Tyler Shough. And what does he do? He gives ground, right? This is really well done. He eventually gets a base and while fading away, throws a really good ball for his tight end to catch and pick up the first down. Now you got to hurry up and clock it. So we get to the 2nd and 10, and this honestly is a really good play call. So at this juncture, knowing that they only need a field goal, Stanford is going to be playing heavy at the sticks. So I like the decision to actually go for the sideline go ball to your number one option, Ja'Cory Brooks. You see you don't see. It is a single high safety, so the sideline ball should be good. So you see Shough stares down the safety and then actually decides to throw the go ball with really good protection. And look at where this ball actually ends up, all right? This is downright atrocious quarterback play. Any ball right here, he's probably making a jump ball catch, but he doesn't even give his guy a chance. 3rd and 10. This is not on Tyler Shough. I believe many blamed him for this play. I do think the receiver needs to catch this football. So once again, Louisville is running mesh, and guess what? They get exactly what they want. All right, tight end does a good job not actually running into the defensive back, and this ball needs to be led perfectly, and guess what? Boom, all right? It is a little too far, but you bring that in, that's ball game, okay? It's a tough catch. I do think it was a good enough ball to catch and run after the fact. We will let you guys be the judge, And, man, let's see. This thing probably slowed him down. Yes, I think that could have been squeezed in. I really, really, really do. We got to talk about this final Tyler Shough throw. But did you know he can actually make you a lot of money this year with our friends at Fast Draft Fantasy? They're the ones that are presenting this video, where they have the Rookie Origins draft, where, guess what? If you draft Tyler Shough, if you do think he's a real deal, obviously Cam Ward's going in the first round. Well, you can get Tyler Shough in the second and third round and actually win freaking big. Use my promo code Carter, and you can get a deposit match bonus up to $50. So I actually like this decision by Louisville to go for it, 4th and 10. And look, if Stanford gets the ball back, they still have a little bit to go to get into field goal range, and there's probably going to be at least 4 or 5 seconds burned off on this play. The one thing you can't do is take a sack. So because you can't take a sack here, Louisville decides to max protect, all right? So you see only 2 guys actually went out on this route. And on this rollout, you have vertical here and deep over here, okay? Now, Tyler Shough has all day to throw this football. I understand he knows he just can't get sacked in this spot, but he does have all day. There's no excuse for this ball to not be at least directionally accurate. And, well, he doesn't even give his guy a chance. Terrible throw, all right? If anything, I don't mind an underthrow right here, because you can get a PI, you can get a lot of different things. So, a little shocked that this ball was that poorly thrown. So, what do we make of Tyler Shough? Yeah, I mean, that throw is really, really, really bad. And you'll see some stats float in the screen. Tyler Shough is not that great under pressure. Very happy feet in the pocket. A guy that I feel is going to have a difficult time getting up to speed in the NFL, considering he is very jittery in the pocket. Doesn't like to get hit. But the Stanford game was honestly really good, even though the Stanford defense was the worst in the ACC, and that makes me feel so nasty to say in the ACC. Funny thing is, Louisville actually lost the game. You could see he pushed number 10, 15-yard penalty. Then they jumped off sides on the field goal attempt, and the 57-yard field goal was good. So it is crazy they lost it, and some of that was due to Tyler Shough struggling towards the end of this game. But overall, in this quarter, you saw some good, you also saw some bad, and more than likely it's going to be a bad rookie season. Okay, but I don't think he is as bad as people have made him out to be up to this point. Floating in your face, some other fun videos. Check them out. It is Power Hour NFL, baby. Boom! And tonight, we're doing jambalaya.